stayed skinny for years because I thought I was too busy. Running a business, working a full-time job, and trying to keep a social life. Therefore, I never even tried to get jacked because I thought it was pointless. When I finally did, I let every other area of my life fall apart just so I could spend hours in the gym. Turns out I was wrong both times. After studying to become a personal trainer with a bodybuilding specialty, I've realized that you can build an insane physique without living in the gym. You just need 3 to 4 hours a week. Here's exactly how I would do it if I had to do it all over again.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land. Whole wrist covered up in ice. Dealership, never asked the price. I hit the mall and ball with my dogs. Yeah, I swiped it once without thinking twice. Cause this what I was made for. Man, I know this what I came for. On a big stage, couple thousand people, and they do whatever I say so. Have chicks that color of the rainbow. Yeah, chains on me like Django. Be a long way from my tank low, cause my Tesla charged for them bank rolls. And I'm grinding, money on my mind, and I'm headed to the top. I won't stop until I find it. Write my name in diamonds, but all these lights are blinding. I wonder, is it worth it? Feel like I'm losing my mind.
So when I first started working out, I went hard at it. I started with a 6-day per week push-pull legs program. And there's a few problems with this. First, I spent a lot of time in the gym, which is fine if you're not very busy, but I was busy trying to get my business up and running, and I was working full time, and I just honestly didn't have time to do it all. I also spent more time hurt than I did in the gym. My body wasn't used to training, and since it wasn't used to training, 6 days per week was too much. I needed to allow more time to rest and recover in between workouts, which I wasn't getting. Now, if I were to do it all over again, or if I were you, I would start with a 3-day per week program. For starters, you're watching this video because you're busy, and 3 days per week is not a huge time commitment. It'll also give your body adequate rest and recovery, which is important, as if you don't get that, you're always going to be injured or you're going to feel like shit because you're overtrained. Now, if you're looking for a specific 3-day per week program, feel free to reach out to me in my free fitness accountability group on Discord. I'd love to give you a free month of fitness coaching and put together a 3-day per week program for you. All that I ask is at the end of it, you give me a written testimonial. I'd also love to have you in the free fitness accountability group, even if you don't want to do coaching. So I'll drop the link down in the description of this video. I'd love to have you join. Now, in order to make your workouts faster, you want to focus on compound lifts. This is basically any lift that involves multiple muscle groups at a time. Think your bench press or dips or pull-ups, squats, anything like that. Not only are you going to save time because you're working multiple muscle groups at once, but these lifts are also optimal for putting on muscle. Then you're going to want to focus on isolation exercises for any muscle group that is lagging behind. This is going to help those muscle groups grow quicker and actually suit your physique. By focusing on compound lifts and adding in isolation exercises where you're lagging behind, you should be in and out of the gym within an hour each time. Obviously, you can spend more, but if you set aside 1 hour 3 times a week, that's plenty of time to actually see some results. So since you're only working out 3 times a week, you want to make sure the workouts that you do have are very effective. The absolute best way to do that is to ensure you're hitting progressive overload. To do this, every week you do a workout, you want to make sure you're increasing the intensity. You can do this in a few ways. The first way to progressive overload is to increase your weight. So say this week you did a 20-pound bicep curl for 10 reps. Next week you'd want to do that same bicep curl but at 25 pounds. Another way to progressive overload is to increase your reps. So next week, instead of doing 20-pound curls at 10 reps, you do them at 12 reps. Third, you can increase your sets. So say you did 10 reps at 20 pounds last week for 3 sets. This week you could do the same 20 pounds at 10 reps, but for 4 sets. These are the main ways you can progressive overload, but you can also do it 2 more ways. That'd be to slow down your tempo. So for this, you basically just slow down how fast you're lifting the weight. Then the other one is to decrease your rest period. So instead of resting for 90 seconds, you rest for 70 seconds. Each of these variables increases the stress that you put on a muscle, which will drive it to grow. Every week that you do an exercise, you want to make sure you're increasing the stress in at least one of these areas.
Yo vivo diferente, no me importa a mí lo que dice la gente, porque tú siempre la prendes candela, te quiero a mi lado toda la vida, mi nena, la mano pegada y los pies en la arena, pase lo que pase, baby, vale la pena, ay, baby, yo te quiero. Mentira todo lo que te dijeron. Sabes que mi amor por ti es verdadero. Yo te soy fiel, nena, yo te soy sincero. Juro que yo hago de todo pa' ti. Como rábame todo de ti. Y yo te doy todo de mí. Ay, mujer, eres todo pa' mí. Juro que yo hago de todo pa' ti. Como rábame todo de ti. Y yo te doy todo de mí. Ay, mujer, eres todo pa' mí. Desde que te yo vivo diferente, no me importa a mí lo que dice la gente, porque tú siempre la prendes candela, te quiero a mi lado toda la vida, mi nena, la mano pegada y los pies en la arena, pase lo que pase, baby, vale la pena.
And one of the biggest things when it comes to going to the gym is you need to realize that your muscles don't actually grow when you're at the gym. When you're at the gym, your muscles are actually in a catabolic state, which means you're breaking them down. Although this is the stimulus they need to want to grow, they're not actually growing when you're there. Your body's in an anabolic state and growing and repairing your muscles when you're resting. This means that you need to optimize your rest and relaxation, specifically with your sleep. The problem a lot of busy people face, including myself, is a lot of stress. And that stress inhibits muscle growth. So to counteract this, you need to make sure that you're optimizing for rest and recovery, specifically with your sleep. Sleep is one of the most anabolic things that you can do. So you need to make sure you're getting enough of it and good quality sleep. Every night aim to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Some of the things that I do to improve my quality of sleep. Now keep in mind, I'm not the best sleeper regardless, but I've seen a slight increase in my sleep scores with my Oura Ring since doing these things. And that's one, getting a pair of blue light blockers. I'm not gonna go into these too much because it's beyond the scope of this video, but if you're interested in them, drop a comment down on this video and I'll explain more about it. But I got these rose colored ones that block a specific wavelength that a lot of blue light glasses don't, and is the worst for inhibiting melatonin production. So I wear those 2 hours before bed every night. Another thing I do is take magnesium biglycerate, I think it is. It also helps me sleep very well. Not only is getting quality sleep going to help you with muscle growth, but it's also going to help you with productivity. If you're sleeping well, you're going to be more alert, more productive, and able to get a lot more done the following day than you would if you had a poor sleep. So this kind of is a double-edged sword, because on one hand, you're going to be gaining more muscle because of it, but you're also going to be more productive in other areas of your life. And you might notice yourself not being as busy because of it, or able to get much more done, which will lead to more progress.
Baby, deja ese llanto que andamos gozando y seguimos bailando. Baby, sé que te encanto. Otra noche en Orlando. Baby, deja ese llanto que andamos gozando y seguimos bailando. Baby, sé que te encanto. Esa lágrima venga que te la quito. Andamos de fiesta, andamos loquitos. No vale la pena lo que dicen en la calle. Te envidia, mi reina, lo sabes. te quiero aquí. Te invito a ser parte de mi VIP.
Training is important, but eating the right diet is also important. One of the most time-consuming things that you can do in a week in regards to your fitness is cooking your food and doing your dishes. There are meal subscription plans like Factor or My Plate, I think it's called, that make this a lot easier. However, if you're like me and you're in a country that doesn't have it or you can't afford it, then the best thing that you can do is meal prep. So what I have done for the past 3 months straight, and this is a bad example right now because I just went shopping and showed a whole bunch of different food, but I'll get to that in a second. But what I've done is cook 4 steaks every week. I was doing hamburger down here in Argentina, but the hamburger wasn't very good quality, so I switched to steak, and it's a lot cheaper down here in Argentina than it is back in North America. And I'd also get 2 rotisserie chickens and peel them off the bone. I do this twice a week, and that would give me meals for 4 days. I'd also cook a big pot of rice to put with this and have like a ready-made salad on the side. So this was quick and easy for me. Now, peeling chicken off the bone takes time. So does cooking steak. So the reason why I got different food this time is to try some oven cooked stuff. They didn't really have anything that wasn't breaded down here, so I'm gonna try the breaded stuff, see if it fits in my macro, see if I can make it work for the week. I don't recommend doing that right now, obviously, because I haven't done it long enough to see if it actually works. It is a higher calorie option, which is going to make the cut a little bit harder, but with the steak and the chicken, I was easily able to stay within my calories. You can do this for whatever you want. You can get more creative than me and have different foods. The idea though is to just cook like twice a week and get it over with. That way you don't have nearly as many dishes and you barely have to spend any time cooking, yet you still get healthy home-cooked meals that are a lot cheaper than going to the restaurant every day. Now you might have noticed that I didn't mention anything for breakfast. That's because I fast every morning till about noon. I just find this works easier for me, is if I tough it out through the morning, then I can have pretty much whatever I want in the afternoon within reason and still be below my calorie limit. However, if I wasn't fasting, what I would go to is overnight protes. So how I make mine, there's lots of different recipes online, but I take 2 packages of Quaker Quick Oats. I like the brown sugar flavored. Then I mix up a chocolate protein shake with milk and pour it over, put it in the fridge. I'll leave this for the night and then eat it the next morning. It's quick and easy to make, and it's very high in protein and not very high in calories. So that's a great breakfast option. I'll definitely be going back onto that when I'm on my bulk. But right now when I'm on my cut, I find what I'm doing works best for me. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Don't forget to check out my free fitness accountability group. The link for that will be down in the description of this video. Also, if you're interested in doing a month free of coaching with me or getting a program put together, hit me up on Discord and I'd love to help you out. Also, don't stop watching now. I just dropped an absolute banger about how to get your shit together. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, make sure to click right here.